Hey guys, Kavarius here, bringing you a quick guide to Twilight Village, the first martial instance you will be able to run in Age of Wushu. You start running this at around level 18 of your first internal. It's a good idea to wait till 21 and do the introductory missions to GCC and get your 6-man array before coming here. It makes things a little easier. Now, to start the first boss event, you need to talk to that NPC on the docks. That's going to cause a whole bunch of NPCs to run from the stairs just ahead and down onto the beach, and you're going to need to protect those guys while they're doing that. You need to get a total of 10 to run past before the boss will spawn, which takes about 5 minutes or so. Skipping ahead to the boss, because it's basically just killing a bunch of NPCs that's spawning. It's not very interesting. Once you rescue the 10th villager, the boss is going to spawn on the steps and run down to engage you.
Geek dogs?
That's me.
See? And what do you mean one guy?
There's also a dog face.
Now, if you're sitting there where we are, the boss is just going to run all the way down, hit you once, and more than likely reset, which isn't a huge deal at all. Gotta run back over to where he spawns from and pull him again once he's able to be pulled.
Oh wait, that's the boss. Where did he come from?
Now, seeing as this is the first martial instance you can run, there's a couple of basic rules you should always follow when fighting pretty much any boss in any of the martial instances in the game. The first one is try to never hit them while they're blocking. Bosses generally gain either health restoration or increased damage output, something along those lines when you hit their block. It's never a good idea to do that.
Oh.
So always be spamming your parry break to get rid of that. And if you don't have your 6-man array up, just use a basic attack in between each of those.
Yeah.
Once you get the timings down, it's a lot easier to weave in your rage moves and stuff like that. Now, you may have noticed that boss did drop pretty quickly. We do have a max level Tangman in here, which definitely speeds up the process. That, along with the 6-man array, generally makes most bosses melt in here pretty damn quickly. Now, for the second boss up here, you're going to want to come up and open the gate. And if you don't have a max level something, you'll want to take this trash a little bit slower than we do it, but seeing as we have a few people that have got the level over, the instance over leveled, we just pull everything together and away we it.
Why are they all being separated?
No!
Whoops.
Try to not knock all of the mobs away if you have abilities to do so. It just makes it harder, rather, to area them all down. Now for this bit, if you've never been here before, you're going to want to pick up one of the water buckets on the ground there. You'll need to run over to the ocean to fill it up, and then go inside one of the burning houses here to put out the fires. It generally takes 2 to 3 uses of the bucket to put out a fire, depending on the size of the house. You'll know it's worked if you get a message pop up across the top of the screen telling you how badly the house is burning.
Nuh-uh, this bucket's with me forever.
You might run into some problems where you'll use the bucket and nothing will happen. Just make sure you're actually taking damage from the fire. That's usually a good indicator as to whether the bucket's actually going to put the fire out or not. Once you've done that 8 times and put out 8 of the fires, it's generally a good idea to stop and reset arrays if you are using arrays.
Rip.
If you don't have the 6-man array, it's a good idea just to make the group, raid group, promote in the system and use 2 3-man arrays. It works just as well. Anyway, I'm gonna time skip ahead here a little bit and get straight to the boss. Alright, once you got your arrays reset, Just get someone to put out the last fire. And the boss is going to come from the next set of stairs, leading into the next area.
Oops, I'm the anchor.
Does anybody have another bucket?
I've got
Same
another
deal with
bucket.
this guy.
Oh, there
Spam
he
your
goes.
block break. Try not to hit his block when he's got it up. And you should have it down in short order.
Stairs.
I'll take that lollipop, mister.
How do we get an A?
Stab him faster.
Up in this next area, if you don't have a maxable guy, you're not going to want to do what we do, but clear out all the trash before starting the next boss event. This part of the instance here is kind of why a lot of people really don't like running this instance. It takes a random amount of time for the boss to actually trigger after starting the event. I've had it happen a couple of times, about a minute and a half, 2 minutes after the event started, and at worst I think it's taken about 5 to 6 minutes to actually get the boss to spawn. You can deal with the event in one of a couple of ways. You can either
Really
just
wanna use
sit on
that
top of one of the buildings and wait for the boss to come out and then clear out all the trash, or if you're feeling bored you can just
Which one?
clear out the trash as it comes, but the
Bearish blade
trash
rage
tends to
that knocks
not
everyone back.
stay aggroed on you. When a villager runs past, it'll prioritize attacking the villager NPCs over staying on whoever your tank is. So there's just a lot of annoying running around, and for no real extra benefit or loot reward that I've found. So at least in the groups that I run, we usually just sit on top of one of the buildings and wait for the boss to trigger and then clear all the trash. But to start the event, you're going to want to come down to the NPC here and select the second talk option, which is going to start spawning in streams of villager NPCs to collect the treasures around the houses in the middle here.
Well, some people need. Mostly horrible tailors. Where's one last guy?
You'll be able to tell when the boss spawns because a cutscene will trigger. After that, the boss will spawn over near one of the bonfires in the back corner. If you do have any trash up, by this point you're going to want to clear it out before pulling the boss, as this boss is an assassin fight. 3 assassins are going to spawn in to help the boss after you've aggroed him. You might get lucky and have no assassins show up, which is the best thing you could hope for. But usually with a bit of coordinated effort,
Taking his
the
time.
assassins aren't very hard to deal with at all if
Nobody
you
wants to come.
have maybe 1 or 2 people to deal with those while the rest of the group just piles on the boss. This is another one of the added benefits of having a high level character run you through it.
Ow.
The assassins don't get very much time at all to do anything nasty to your group before the boss is dead.
Yeah, one of them looks pretty strong. Ouch.
And this is one of the bosses that can drop Goose Step. I don't think we were lucky enough to actually get it this run. It also has a chance of dropping the Step on
On my
Highlighter flying ability as well. Those books alone are a very good reason to run this instance, as they will greatly change how effective you are in PvP combat. Right, once you've sorted that loot, you're gonna want to run up into this little area here and clear out a couple of NPCs that are there. There's no boss here, but it will help out in an area later on in the instance where you need to send one person back here to retrieve something to activate the final boss.
Bone Corrosion Pop definitely isn't as fun as Perish Blade.
Oh, why?
Now, avoiding the trash, you're going to want to head up around this way and come around to the front of the temple where the next boss is
A
located.
wish through's dropped. That would be nice. Because I need it.
This cutscene will trigger when you get to the temple. When you run inside here, you're going to want to hug the right hand side wall and clear the mobs
Oh
out
yeah, I need the
in an
second
anti-clockwise
boss
circle.
from this one.
There are tameman mobs in here that will sit back and just throw darts at you. And even for higher level characters, these darts
Yeah.
can hurt quite a bit.
Zhao ZG.
If you have any royal guards or people with the Demon Heart chain set, you're going to
Yep.
want to pull them towards your group to
After
save you
sun jumps out,
aggroing
level
any
something.
packs that are behind them.
I really need to start Nargil. But I already have like 3 accounts.
Oh well. We can do that one then.
But you can only pick one or the other.
Yeah. They're mutually exclusive. Oh well.
Let's say you fight each other to the death.
That would be a short one.
Once you get all the trash cleared out, you can go ahead and pull these 2 mini bosses. It's a good idea to fight them separately because once the second of these 2 is dead, the main boss will run out and engage you. These 2 guys by themselves aren't very dangerous, they're just normal mobs that have slightly more health than the trash mobs.
Oops, array's down. Huh. That's... I can't cast the attack.
Oh, I think you're, oh, you were frozen for a second there.
Oh well, not that it mattered apparently.
I think we pretty much outclassed this instance by a good level.
Is it because you died? The array. Oh wow. Three greasinesses.
Alright, once you've got loot done here, you're going to want to send one person back to where you fought the previous boss. There's going to be a village elder NPC there you'll need to talk to,
Well, that's
and he
happening.
will
Let's
walk
clear
up
track.
into the complex where you cleared those 4 mobs out from before. While this guy is making his way very slowly up to the house there, you're gonna want to pick up one of the flaming torches on the ground here, because you will need that in a little bit. The torches that you pick up there will stay in your inventory forever until you decide to use them, but once you use them they will disappear, so if you're constantly doing this for your groups, you're going to need to make sure to pick up a new torch
So
every
many
time.
numbers.
While the one person you have doing this is doing this, the rest of the group should head over to the area in front of the final boss. They're going to be looking at a huge pile of rubble and debris that the person that's doing this is going to deal with, but there is a lot of trash in front of her that needs to be cleared out. So it's a good idea to send part of your group over there to do that, and then just have them wait while this guy makes his way very slowly into this house. Now once he gets here, on the left hand
you
side
go
of the
back to
house,
area where we were
hanging
fighting.
painting's gonna drop away, and
bomb the
there'll be
hell
a
out of the
box
statue.
where you can look inside to get a key.
I've got a torch.
Once I figure it out, there it is.
So we need the first or the second boss here?
Yeah, we'll do the first one.
Once you've got that, you're going to
Right,
want to
the
head
second
back
one,
over
but-
to the temple where you fought the 4th boss.
How
That's
life
easy.
needs the first.
I see.
Unfortunately, there's invisible walls here, so you need to run all the way around. Inside the temple that opened up when the boss came out, there's going to be a statue. You'll need to click the statue and it'll
Huh.
cause it to
These
slide
wagons
out of the
have been
way.
floating in the air over there.
Are they
Kill
tied
them.
to a tree?
And underneath the
I think they're being
statue,
suspended.
there'll be an area to use the key. And inside this little box, you're going to pick up some dynamite.
Yeah, possibly.
The well's right under them.
Once you've got that, you're gonna want to follow the path to where the rest of your group is waiting for you. Just gonna come out here and head to the left.
Seems to be a popular method of killing people. Dropping them down wells.
Go straight over to the opposite cliff, and then just hang a right and go all the way down to where the rest of the group will be waiting.
It's one of the reasons it's not safe to drink the water in China, most places.
Now when you get over here, you want to use the dynamite from your inventory to set it, and then use one of the flaming torches on the dynamite to cause it to explode. Should take note that the dynamite explosion doesn't actually do damage to anyone, so don't worry about blowing anyone up accidentally. Once you've done that, you'll get this cutscene and the final boss of the instance will activate.
No array?
Well, we can always hit end.
Now this guy can be annoying as he is a Wudang NPC with the ability to swap his health and mana like normal Wudangs have. So if you don't have a lot of DPS, it is possible to miss the enraged timer. You can see on the bottom right there you've got 4 minutes to kill him. If you don't actually kill him within that 4 minutes, you activate the evil version of the instance and end up fighting another boss who's kind of annoying to fight. But there are some classes that need to fight that specific boss for their internal quests, so make sure when you go in that you know which boss you're going to fight, because you can only fight one or the other, you can't fight them both. But other than that, once you've killed this boss or the other boss, that's the normal version of Twilight Village done. Just make sure you actually open the treasure chest here, because the first lot of loot that pops up isn't actually the stuff from the treasure chest.